Australian music legend. His iconic voice has delivered 15 #1 albums and some of Australia's most loved rock and roll anthems. In 2016, Jimmy's self-penned child memoir, Working Class Boy, became a #1 bestseller and has since been released as a powerful documentary film in cinemas now.
Bedrooms with sheets on the beds and mattresses, and I thought it was a palace. And I went to the kitchen, opened up the fridge, and it was full of food. It was like another world. It was incredible.
From working class boy to legendary rocker, Jimmy Barnes joins us now.
Oh, what a great treat it is to have the legend with us. As you just heard, inducted into the RA Hall of Fame, Cold Chisel, 1992 as a solo artist in 2005. 15 #1 albums, Jimmy. I could go on for minutes and minutes and minutes about this. Great to have you. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us here, guys.
And you've just released your doco, Working Class Boy, on Thursday, which is the biggest ever Australian documentary released. Told it's going great guns. It's out in cinemas now. Get out and see Jimmy's history, which you've poured your heart into, Jimmy. It's an incredible story.
It's pretty full on, you know. I mean, when you're telling a story like this, there's no point in sort of pulling the punches. You've got to tell it like it is, because the whole point of doing it was to sort of heal myself and maybe help some other people along the way. So if you put it out there, you know, tell it how it is, maybe somebody will get something out of it and not make the same mistakes.
At some of the places you visit, Jimmy, is it the first time you've been to those locations since you were a kid?
Well, I've sort of driven past the place in Elizabeth and all that sort of stuff, but since writing the book is when it really took an effect on me. I've been back to Glasgow a million times, but going back to Glasgow and after writing the book and remembering the stuff that, because a lot of the stuff came to me as I was writing, it was a different sort of animal.
It's a pretty rough old town, Glasgow.
It's a wild town, mate. The first time I went back was in '79, and I got a train from London to Glasgow, and I got off the train station. I got off the train. I walked to get a cab. Halfway through the train station, a drunk guy picked a fight with me, and then another drunk guy jumps in and saved me. And I just kept walking. I thought, these are my people, you know.
On that trip, you went to the local derby, didn't you?
I did.
Celtic Rangers.
It was Celtic Rangers, and it was the biggest riot they'd had since 1926. And I remember being on. There was like thousands of people on the field. There was people getting their throats cut. It was just violent. Oh. Really, it was scary. You know, and I was a bit of a wild guy at the time, but that frightened me. And I remember leaving and walking to the car, and the Rangers supporters who lost 1-0 in extra time were just going nuts. Yeah. And they were burning everything that was green. If you look like, I'm hoping I wasn't wearing any green, you know, you'd get killed. You know, it was frightening.
What was the hardest story to share? What made you most vulnerable?
You know, there's a lot of stuff, you know, talking about, it's really difficult to sit and talk about your parents and realise that they really didn't care. You know? And, you know, and I love my mum, and I know they did their best, but, you know, they just made a lot of big mistakes. And really, if they cared, a lot of this stuff wouldn't have happened. So it's really difficult to just talk about that. I mean, there's lots of stuff about violence and about alcoholism, domestic violence, sexual abuse, and all that sort of stuff. That was difficult, but just the realization, and I reached that realization as I was talking about it, that your parents didn't care. That was pretty hard.
That is hard. But I've heard you say recently, Jimmy, that you feel as though your life's back on track.
Oh yeah,
now,
I think this is a big part of it. Though. Right, and getting it out. Yeah. You know, it was poison.
And the courage to do it, Jimmy, is an amazing thing. And we've got to get on to some other stuff. But people like you who are hard men and legends of rock and roll, come out and talk as openly as you are. I think just opens conversations that we haven't had.
Well, the thing is, you know, you can see this. You know, I'm a rock singer, but it doesn't matter if you're a rock singer, a mechanic, a football player. We all share the same things. We all have the same hopes, dreams, and we have fears. You know. And we all, you know, and a lot of people out there came from the same background as me.
And sport plays a role, doesn't it, in redefining what it means to be manly and what we share.
You know, there's some great role models in sport now. You know, in the old days you had to be a hard man. You know, you're getting people up there who are going through their stuff like me in public.
Indeed, and you are a hard man, but it didn't protect you recently when you were on stage. Jimmy, here you go. You're about to take a tumble here. There we go.
Did you see my tweet? I said it's just a silly stage I'm going through.
Very good.
Now you really hurt yourself there.
Man, I was shocking. I thought I busted my leg, and I got up. I thought I can put some weight on it. I'll keep going. And then I'm so stubborn that I just sort of marched through it. By the end of the set, though, I did about another 40 minutes after that. By the end of the set, I couldn't move. I had to go to the hospital and spend the night.
I love the fact that Jimmy's actually finished off the concert, if you don't mind, with your legs.
But that's stupidity.
Jimmy, how did you get through all those concerts with Cold Chisel years ago?
Oh, well, see, I probably fell a million times in Cold Chisel. I can't remember. You know, it's different when I was stone cold sober there.
Now, we're here at the SCG tonight. You're a Port Adelaide fan, aren't you?
I am a fundamentally a Port supporter. I went to, when I left Elizabeth, I moved to Port Adelaide, and I was a huge fan of John Cahill those days.
Yeah.
It was they were a great team, and I played Aussie rules at school and stuff. And I wasn't very good.
And you started out at the Largs Pier Hotel.
Largs Pier Hotel. So the Port has a real place in my heart. And unfortunately, of course, they're gone from the finals. But they're a great team, and they mean a lot to that area.
Yeah.
It's such a great working class area. As all these teams do. I love the fact that these teams make they can light up an area, a place where people are struggling, doing it tough, and if the team wins, they're all happy.
I love it.
Jimmy, it is an annual debate, and there is much hand-wringing over the AFL Grand Final entertainment. Now, we saw you in 2009 in what I think most agree is one of the best performances, actually, and it was a homegrown, if I can say that, including you, homegrown performance. Just tell me, where do you sit on this? Do you reckon the AFL should be throwing heaps of cash, luring international big names,
I think they should
like
just. I think they've just got to give people great shows. I mean, you look at they've had food fighters and people coming down. They do good things. Unfortunately, they did have Meatloaf as well. but I mean, he just had a bad day. Meatloaf's probably okay.
Jimmy, you never had a day this bad, surely.
No, I don't think so. I probably have, but not on television. I felt like that many a night. No, but I think it's really great. It's Australian rules. They should have Australian artists a lot.
Yep.
I think it'd be a good thing.
Hey,
I'm waiting for the call.
Yep.
Yeah, we'd love
I like
more Barnsley. We'd love to get Barnsley back out for the grand final.
Jimmy back.
There's
The anthem.
Jimmy, 5 kids and 13 grandkids, and young Leo is here.
Yeah,
Come up on the
Leo,
set,
come in here,
Leo.
mate. Total
This little
sweetheart.
man we have met in the last 5 minutes. He is as passionate a Sydney supporter, Leo, as I think I've met in my time. Tell me about the Sydney Swans. Why do you love
Get up,
Sydney?
mate. Yes, get up, mate. There you go. Son. When I was coming in, I'm saying, look, I love football, but I don't know as much about it. And I rang my son, David. He said, I'll send Leo. He knows everything.
Yeah.
Well, we were quizzing Leo off air. He knows his stuff. Who's your favourite player?
Buddy's not actually playing, but I chose Ben Wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
Ben
boy.
Wrong.
You
That's a good
changed,
choice.
didn't you? Because Limo asked you the first time and you said Buddy, and then you changed it to
Buddy's
Ronk.
not playing.
That's
Yeah,
right. Did you see Ben Ronk play the last time they played Hawthorn?
Yes.
Do you know what he did?
He scored like 12 or 5 goals.
Something like 12. It was, around about that.
Are they going to win without them tonight? Without Buddy tonight, Leo?
Yeah.
We hope
Sydney
so.
going to win, okay. Do you know your grandpa behind you is a bit of an iconic legend? You feel pretty privileged that he's your grandpa?
Yes.
And can you sing? Is there some musical talent from you, Leo?
Yeah, they can, kid Leo. Yeah.
Leo,
Can we do a duet?
Yes.
Do you have a favourite song of your dad's?
Yeah.
Yeah, which one?
Your granddad's.
Working class.
Working
Yeah,
class
working
man.
class
Working class
man.
man. No, there you
That's
go.
like boy.
Hey, Jimmy, you're always doing great things in the community, but some of the proceeds of the soundtrack to Working Class Boy are going to go to drought relief, which is, again, a great campaign.
Well, I just figured, I've worked in the country, regional areas for 45 years, and they've always been out there to support me, and they're doing it really tough, and I think everybody's trying to do everything they can, so, I just thought, we give the money from this to that. So I'm not making any money from it.
Hey, Jimmy, we are seriously appreciative of you
thanks,
dropping
Jimmy.
by.
Nice to have us here, guys. I'm looking forward to the game.
Great to meet this young champ, Leo.
Leo.
Like Leo.
Whose dad David's a bit of a star as well.
He's
Knows
handsome, yeah, he
very
is.
nicely. Thanks to Jimmy Barnes. Thanks to Leo.